Hello, everybody. This is part 2 about the eclipses. Today, I'm talking about the solar eclipse on 21st of June 2020. I've already done a video on the lunar eclipses. This is a very major eclipse because it happens on the longest day of the year. It is going to be visible in Asia and China and India both, and parts of Europe as well. So, what can we expect? How does it? I'm Komilla Sutton. We are talking about the solar eclipse of 21st of June. And do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. And I want to thank you for your continued support. So, as far as solar eclipses are concerned, their energy is much stronger, and their also experience of that energy is much stronger. So, the 21st of June solar eclipse is going to take place at sunrise. And that is another very complex aspect of it. It is not very long. It is only 36 to 38 minutes long at its maximum duration. That means that it is impact or it is intensity events will last for half a year, because usually the amount of time the eclipse takes place, that degree remains sensitive for that many years. So because it is about half a minute, you take half a year. So the eclipse degree, which is 6 degrees 13 minutes, is going to be sensitive till the end of 2020. So any planet transiting over it can trigger off events later date, a more silent trigger. But usually we look at malefic planets transiting over that point. Now, one of the things about this 21st of June eclipse that can be make people a bit afraid or worried about it is that it is an eclipse on the longest day of the year. And the last time this eclipse took place was on 21st of June 2001, just before 9/11. And there are two eclipses that have taken of 2020 are the same days as the 2001 eclipses. So there's this eclipse of 21st of June and then another eclipse on 14th of December. Same days the eclipses took place in 2001. So, of course, you know that before the eclipse, before 9/11, it had devastating impact. But there was a very important difference between this eclipse and that eclipse, is that in this eclipse, Rahu has already moved into Mrigasira Nakshatra. Whereas in the 2001 eclipse, Rahu was in Ardhara. And then Rahu went over the eclipse point in September, which was the 9/11 aspect. So at this stage, Rahu is no longer going over the eclipse point. 6 degrees 13, Rahu is going to be 4 degrees. So therefore, there is no potential trigger situation, and the only planet that will go over this point will be in August, will be Venus. But moon, of course, goes over every month, but there's no major Saturn, Mars, Rahu or Ketu, none of them are going to go over this point. So that is a good aspect for it. So the eclipse of 21st of June is in Gemini, and Mercury will be there, and Sun and Rahu. So this is a Rahu eclipse, and it is an eclipse on the summer solstice. So it is definitely very important to be very careful if your birthdays are around this date. So that means you are going to get affected by it, and to watch out for it. There can be some change, transformation. Now, eclipses will bring change and transformation. It doesn't have to be negative, but of course, the ancients always felt that these eclipses were bringing negative energy. They were always afraid of the eclipse. The eclipse is visible in starting from Africa. It goes north of India, south of China, and it will end towards the end of China. And the timing of the eclipse, as I told you, the full eclipse is at 6:40, so just after sunrise, early morning eclipse. So that means that it is quite a powerful event. And so again, on the day of the eclipse and the day before, because you keep your life very simple, avoid traveling, avoid going into big crowds, avoid even going into small crowds. It's good to meditate, to do something spiritual, and not to be overactive during that time. And the eclipse energy, even if you are not there, you can feel it and it will affect you. So that is very important. And I always find that suddenly the energy shifts, and if it is visible, it is much stronger. And north of India, the earlier eclipse, December eclipse that we had, that was visible in south of India. Now, north of India is visible. So India has to really take care. It's at India-China border towards that area. Now, of course, during the solar eclipses, you can see sometimes earthquakes, natural weather events can take place, something that you don't have control over, because these are natural phenomena. So what we can do is to be careful and cautious, and that is all that we can do. After the eclipse, by the afternoon, the eclipse will be over on 21st. It is very important to remember that while this eclipse is on the similar date at the exact same degree as the 2001 eclipse, it is Rahu is not in Ardhara Nakshatra. Rahu has gone into Mrigasira Nakshatra, and it will not go over the sensitive point of the eclipse. So that, I would say, is a big relief. When I was looking at this, I felt that was very important. So how does it affect you? Aries, you can look at your Aries sun, moon, ascendant, whichever one you're looking at. Normally, I look at ascendant and moon sign. So if you look at Aries, your eclipse is taking place in Gemini, third house of self-effort. Most importantly, Mars is not involved, but you need to take care and to be cautious at this time. And because it's self-effort, you think I should be doing something, whereas restraint is the key just now. Taurus eclipses in the second house of finances. So this is not a time to spend money, to save, also not to rejig your finances, to be very conscious. Also, second house is house of speech. So be careful what you say. You may say something without being aware of it that is hurtful to other people. Gemini eclipses in your ascendant or moon sign, so big change for you. Normally nothing happens on the eclipse day, but it is like an indication that you are wanting different things from life, and it could be psychologically wanting different things or physically making some changes in your life. Nothing that you have planned for, there's something that unexpected. Cancer, the eclipse is in the 12th house, so be conscious about your expenses, take care of them, don't overspend during this time. Leo eclipses in the 11th house of earnings. And so again, money is in your mind. Earnings can be disturbed. We are all facing some difficulty with earnings, but it can also be revelation about something about your earnings that you were trying to hide. So best to be honest and straightforward about it. Virgo, the eclipse is in the 10th house of your career. So opportunities of change will come, something unexpected, something unplanned. Actually, Mercury is also part of the eclipse, your ascendant ruler or moon ruler. So although it's not tightly conjoined, but it's part of the eclipse. So definitely indicating change, but it can be a positive change, not necessarily a negative change. Libra, the eclipse is in your ninth house. So be careful that you are listening to advice, because or be careful of getting wrong advice, because ninth house is the house of the guru. So sometimes the people can give you wrong advice. So best is that you think, okay, this is not the time I'm going to be listening. I'll wait till afterwards and decide and process the information. And after all the eclipses have gone, because remember, there's another eclipse, lunar eclipse on 5th of June. Scorpio eclipse is in your eighth house of transformation and change, unexpected events, unsettled energy. Scorpio doesn't like change, and this can bring some change for you. And especially, what is not planned. Uh, Sagittarius eclipses in the house of relationships or marriage. Um, so that is the area that is bothering you. Sometimes, eclipses can also bring some new people into your life. It's not just taking away, but it is an unsettled time. So better not to make any decisions during this time. Capricorn eclipses in your sixth house of opposition and difficulties. So you may have some secret competitors or people who are not really your best friends. So we can't really keep an eye out for them, but we can be just cautious and careful that certain people are not wanting the best for us. So we don't want to be too friendly with people. Best to remain detached and restrained. Uh, Aquarius eclipses in the fifth house is to do with children. Sometimes the eclipse can also create something new ideas, new thinking. And the children, if you have children, they can feel disturbed or unsettled. So keep an extra eye on them. And finally, Pisces eclipses in the fourth house, home, happiness. You may want to change your home. You may be feeling you want somewhere new. You want to change something in the house. Changing home is an expensive project. So you may think you want to do something, make something in your house. So make it better, do something. But again, nothing to do during the eclipse season. So do remember to watch the lunar eclipse video as well. And thank you very much. Remember to subscribe, press the bell notification, and thank you.